Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing the Line. We're going to have a look at the breaking news coming out of Iran at the moment. The Middle East has really kicked off with Iran getting bombed. They lost their supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, or Khamenei, whatever it is. Donald Trump has come out and said that they will continue this bombing campaign, this war, for the next few weeks unless Iran really comes to the table and has discussions, and it looks like that may have just happened in the last couple of hours. It is the 2nd of the 3rd at the time of recording this, so bear with me because the information is a bit sketchy coming out of the Middle East. As you can tell, there's if you've been online the last couple of days, there has been a lot of AI bullshit slop and a lot of fake propaganda coming out about this. Israel has been bombed. Dubai has been bombed by the Iranians. The Strait of Hormuz has been shut down to shipping, so you can expect fuel prices to skyrocket over the next couple of days. And America has lost several servicemen and women, at least 3 at the time of recording this, and Donald Trump says there will probably be more. So we'll get into it. We've got a few stories here from the Post-Millennial. Breaking: 3 American service members killed in action during Operation Epic Fury. U.S. Central Command reported on Sunday that 3 U.S. service members have been killed during the operation of Epic Fury. It was reported further that additional service members have been wounded. It was later announced that the casualties came from Iran's bombing of the U.S. base in Kuwait. As of 9:30 a.m. ET, March 1st, 3 U.S. service members have been killed in action. 5 are seriously wounded, part of Operation Epic Fury. Central Command stated several others sustained minor shrapnel injuries, concussions, and are in process of being returned to duty. Major combat operations continue, and our response effort is ongoing. The situation is fluid, so out of respect for the families, we will withhold additional information, including the identities of our fallen warriors, until 24 hours after the next of kin has been notified. We've got a tweet here from CENTCOM. CENTCOM update, as of 9:30 a.m. ET, March 1st, 3 service members have been killed in action. 5 are seriously wounded. Operation Epic Fury. Several others sustained minor shrapnel injuries. The United States and Israel took action against Iran in the early hours of Saturday morning. Americans woke up to the message from President Donald Trump expressing the extent of the military action taken. The followed weeks of the U.S. build-up near Iran and talks between the U.S. and Iran over Iran's nuclear program. Iranians in exile were seen celebrating in the streets of their adopted cities. Now, we've actually got footage of Iranians celebrating in Iran and Tehran himself, celebrating the death of the Ayatollah, and all around the world they are celebrating it. Now, the only people who aren't celebrating are the terrorist sympathizers known as the Greens here in Australia, or as your pro-Palestine front, because they are really going to be upset that their major funding and their major backer in that whole Iran, Hezbollah and Hamas funding regime plan of theirs. I don't know. It's really had their head cut off at the moment. They are going to be, you watch over this pro-Palestine thing is really going to like take a dive now if they don't get any funding from Iran. This whole Palestinian terrorist front that they've been propping up all around the world, wearing little kaffirs and protesting in the streets about, gays for Gaza and things like that. They're really going to take a back seat now. And I wonder what the new leftist course is going to be. It's probably going to be something like free Iran or something like that. But we'll see in the next coming couple of weeks. It'll be like the Ukraine war. It'll just slowly die down with the support and that, and Palestine will be the same thing. It'll slowly die down, and they'll pick up another cause. It was like the cause Greta Thunberg started with, like the clean up the world, stop polluting, Aussie. How dare you? All those things that she was promoting, and then she switched over to the pro-Palestine thing, and I'm sure she'll switch over to the pro-Iran thing. I mean, they were a couple of weeks ago, or they were pro-Venezuela. So who the hell knows? It's going to be, the left is going to be like, clutching at straws to find out their next cause. By Sunday morning, it was clear that dozens of top Iranian military leaders had been killed, including the Ayatollah and much of his family, along with the IRGC leaders. The US continuing to hit military targets as Iran lashes out, sending missiles across the region into Doha, Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan, and Bahrain, and including Israel. Trump posted further that Iran just started and they're going to hit very hard today, harder than it ever been hit before. They better not do that, however, because if they do, we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. As you can imagine, Trump's blowhard Truth Social post there. Another story coming out of Post Millennial as well. Trump announces Iran's entire military command is gone, says the terrorists have waged war against civilization itself, which is, kind of true because Iran and, the Muslim majority countries over there just really, I don't know, are holding the human race back. Every couple of months, there seems to be some sort of terrorist attack. We've just seen one here in Australia, which was absolutely horrific, and that was for pro-Palestine and against the Jews here in Australia, down at Bondi Beach, that mass shooting. And, I'm really sick of these goddamn, sand people killing our people in our country for a cause that has nothing to do with us, and majority of us don't really care about it. We shouldn't be talking about the Middle East every single day. We should be, going on with our lives and contributing to society. But, just because they have oil, we have to care about them. So, unfortunately, that's the case. But President Donald Trump announced that Iran's entire military command has been eliminated in the result of Operation Epic Fury and the US joint Israeli strikes against the country. The entire military command is gone, Trump said in a Sunday afternoon video statement, provided that an update on the operation, and many of them want to surrender to save their lives. They want immunity. They are calling us by the thousands. Trump said the combat operations are ongoing and will continue in full force until all objectives are achieved. He also highlighted news earlier in the day that 3 US service members were killed in action. Trump said these patriots made the ultimate sacrifice, calling on Iran strikes as a righteous mission for which they'd given their lives. That's fucked up, eh? Yeah. I'm sure those guys knew what kind of risks they were taking, but to lose anyone in this war, especially when Trump came out and said that he was, the president of peace, and he ended a lot of wars, but he's starting them as well now. Striking Iran a couple of months ago, and the nuclear facilities was bad enough. Then we had the really quick response of Venezuela, and they took out the leader there with 0 casualties, and it was over in a couple of hours, actually a couple of minutes of the Green Beret, I think it was the Green Berets, wasn't it? Grabbed him in the middle of the night. But it seems to be, I don't know whether this is just brouhaha to get rid of the Epstein story, which is going to go nowhere. No one's going to jail for it. We got Prince Andrew Mountbatten now. Been arrested for that, but you're not going to see Bill Gates arrested. You're not going to see Hillary Clinton arrested. You're not going to see Bill Clinton arrested. You're not going to see Donald Trump arrested over anything in those files. So we know that's just a big, load of shit. Really, like it's going to go nowhere, which is pretty fucking sad. So now they're blowing up Dooncoons. I don't know. What's the plan here? I don't know. Because I'm not going to forget about the Epstein files, even though, we know it's not going to go anywhere. But, all the pomp and parade of a military victory will go a long way on making people forget about it. In a plea to Iran's Revolutionary Guard, the military policy, Trump urged fighters to lay down their arms, saying they would be granted full immunity. Those who refuse, however, will face certain death. It will be certain death. It won't be pretty, Trump said. He also called on the Iranian people to seize the moment and take back their country, following through on the January comments to Iranian protesters that help is on the way. I call upon the Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom to seize the moment, to be brave, to be bold, to be heroic, and take back your country. America is with you. I made a promise to you, and I fulfilled that promise, Trump said. Yeah, I get it. Like, the Ayatollah, and there's a lot of Middle Eastern countries that have horrible dictatorships going on, and I just don't care. Like, it's happening over there. As long as they keep this shit over there, which, to be fair, Iran doesn't. They send money and funds to other terrorist groups all around the world, whether they had something to do with every single terrorist attack that we've seen, which wouldn't surprise me. They've had some sort of hand in the matter, whether they've been funding of money or anything. But I mean, like, we're sending, like, Penny Wong, actually, I'm not doing it, but Australia is sending money to the Taliban. What, we sent like 50 million to the Taliban? America sends like $50 million a week to the Taliban. Can we just stop doing that kind of thing? Maybe stop giving the terrorists money and then blowing them up and spending more money? Surely that's going to be beneficial for, us voting people, for, the people that live in the countries, like whether you're an American or an Australian or even English, that they're involved in this. And the French, they had their military base bombed in this. We'll have a look at some of that on Twitter in a minute. But France has actually already resigned, and they've handed over the keys to the Iranians, and they just said, please just don't hurt us. But that's France. They're going to surrender immediately. They're just a bunch of surrender monkeys over there, and we don't blame them. But do we have to keep sending all these terrorist organizations and Muslims that hate us and just want to promote pedophilia and their religion of peace around the world? How peaceful it is, as you can see. Do we just want to keep sending them money? Can we just stop doing that? That might stop some of these terrorists. Just saying, like, come on, dude. Trump's saying he's a man of peace and all this shit. Now he's bombing people again. Kind of hard to believe, bro. But, like, I'm not going to shed a tear for the Ayatollah or anything like that. And I reckon, this is probably going to be a net benefit for the world, I suppose. But I expect there's going to be some major blowback. I mean, we've already seen one attack in the US, which you could definitely chalk up to this war in Iran. I expect to see some here in Australia, and I expect to see it more abroad around the world, especially in Europe. We've been taking in these peaceful refugees for years now, and a lot of them are pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine, pro-Ayatollah, burn down the West, and they hate everything we stand for, but they come and live here on benefits generally, on welfare. But, and we've got that report coming out saying that there's like thousands of terrorists in the United States alone, let alone how many are in countries like Australia, which, I mean, there has to be at least a couple of hundred here in Australia. I mean, we saw the Bondi attack. We saw those two. They were known to police. They'd gone overseas for training or whatever. And that, there's still a lot of questions to be answered about that entire ordeal. And we're not getting them. It's like we're not really getting the answers on the Trump assassination attempts or the Charlie Kirk assassination. We're not getting any of those answers. Remember the Las Vegas shooting all those years ago? Stephen Paddock, who had belt-fed machine guns, but they weren't belt-fed apparently. They were only bump stock. I got some questions about that fucking thing. I mean, even if you want to go back to 9/11, there's a lot of questions about, I don't know where you want to bring up the dancing Jews, but there's some shit going on there that it needs to be answered. And the Epstein files, I mean, there's so much shit going on that we just can't keep up. And the internet is, such a fast-moving thing. So is the news cycle. One tragedy just folds into the next one, and then the next one. I mean, a couple of years ago, it was the Ukraine war, then it was Palestine. Now it's going to, then it was, now it's going to be Iran. Like, we can't keep up. Like, you got to take Adderall just to fucking read the news at this point. But we're going to have a look at this other story. Another one here from the Post Millennial. They are hitting it out of the park this week. Thanks, Libby Emmons. If you don't know who Libby Emmons is, she's a fantastic podcaster. This is a new podcast up here, the Pod Millennial with Libby Emmons. She's great to listen to. She turns up on Tim Pool's IRL cast all the time. She's a matriarch of that podcast, I suppose. Go and check her out. Fantastic author, fantastic reporter, and she works here at the Post Malone. It's great. So go and listen to her podcast there. You can catch it on Spotify, Amazon, and whatever the fuck that is. Apple iTunes, I suppose. I don't know. Apple, yeah, whatever. Breaking update: Austin mass shooter Nagata Degane. I don't know how to pronounce it. Agana Gaini. Wore property of Allah hoodie, Iran flag shirt. He's just one of those peaceful immigrants that we were talking about just before, one of those pro-peace pro-peace Muslims that we hear so much about these days. The suspect in the mass shooting in downtown Austin on Sunday morning has been identified as Ngana Degani, or a Sengali-born American citizen living in... Where the fuck's with these names? Like, Pflugerville? What is that? Texas? I don't know. Living in Texas. Sorry. I'm trying not to make light of this thing, but my pronunciation skills are going to take it hard on this one. The shooting is being investigated as ideologically motivated. Update breaking per multiple federal law enforcement in the Texas Austin. Mass shooter was 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen who was born in Senegal and living in Texas, and material recovered from his person and vehicle give possible indications of a nexus to... I'm not surprised. The FBI has revealed earlier today that the shooting, which left 3 people dead, including a shooter, and 14 injured, had a potential nexus to terrorism, according to the FBI. The FBI will come out and say that they knew about him and they were watching him and we were aware of his actions and blah, 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 as per usual. Acting special agent in charge of the FBI San Antonio field office, Alex Duran, revealed that in a press conference that the indications of terrorism may have been involved in the attack. We have members from our evidence response team as well as many other specialty teams, including our digital forensics folks that are on the scene, helping to address the scene and gather additional evidence, Doran said. Obviously, it is still way too early in the process to determine exact motivation, but there are indicators on the subject and his vehicle that indicate potential nexus to terrorism. Again, it is still too early to make the determination on that. And you can see, this guy here. So we can bring up some of his tweets here, eh? Let me have a look at this. Coming from a Zionist Jew who hates Jesus Christ, Americans are waking up. Yeah, he seems like so funny. Someone's going to say, I don't know, because Jews come out. Oh my God, this dude, shut the fuck up, you effing Israel first tour, move to Israel, you fucking bitch. Yeah, he was a free ride coming to an end. Israel first, acolytes, fake Jews, know it, so melt down, you an ugly bitch. Because Christianity is fake, just read out loud Matthew 5:17-20, John 17:3, John, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he sounds like a mentally healthy person. Maybe Pauline Hanson's comments the other day were correct. Just saying, it's kind of hard to find a Muslim person that doesn't think that way, and you're like, oh no, my Muslim friend. Okay. But if their Muslim imams come down the street swinging a machete saying death to the West and anyone who supports them, who are they going to side with? Are they going to side with you? Or are they going to side with the machete-wielding religious zealots who they're affiliated with and who know where their families live and, go to the same schools, go to the same, mosques, shop in the same area, live in the same area? Who are they going to side with at the end of the day? These peaceful Muslims are going to side with the machete-wielding Islamists, which is, I wouldn't hold it against them. Like, honestly, terrorism and the Islamic terrorism particularly are terrifying, especially if you're in a mosque and they start preaching hate and killing the infidel and all that. Are you going to stand up and say, hey, this is bullshit, and put your neck on the line? No, they don't. They're not gonna. And I mean, the ones that do are ostracized or stoned to death in some countries, but they're ostracized and kicked out. So they, they're not part of that community anymore. And they're not going to turn over, their entire life just because their preacher's just saying some hateful things, but we'll just ignore it. It's okay. Oh, he doesn't actually mean it. He's just reading a few things from the old hadith or whatever. Or the old parts of the Quran. They'll shrug it off and just get over it. As you can see, according to Austin Justice, an X account that tracks criminals in the area, the Austin Shooter's X account appears to reveal history of virulent anti-Semitic and anti-Christian posts. He called the Jews fake apostles, told Israel supporters to move to Israel, you effing bitch. He declared Christianity fake and Islam the only truth. An official motive for the shooting has not been declared to authorities yet, but the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Forces joined the investigation. The suspect reportedly had a Quran in his car and the clothing disguised as an Islamic garb. According to the report by Fox News, the shooter was wearing clothing that read "Property of Allah" and was possibly wearing an undershirt that had the Iranian representations on it. The attack took place early Sunday morning in downtown Austin, where a gunman opened fire at Buford's backyard beer garden near the University of Texas in Austin around 2 a.m. Officers responded to reports of mass shooting in just 57 seconds, so that was why there aren't more dead, because they were there in under a minute. Police confronted the gunman and returned fire, killing the suspect, who had not yet been identified. The suspect reportedly had a handgun and a rifle when he stormed the bar and began shooting. Austin Police Chief Leah Davis said that the officers immediately came over from the 6th to the west, East 6th to the West 6th. They're literally just across the street, and were faced with the individual with a gun. First responders also arrived in less than a minute and began transporting 14. That's amazing how quick they were. Austin Mayor Kirk Watson reacted to the shooting, saying, "Our hearts go out to the people who are victims, and I want to reiterate my thanks to the public safety and officers and officials that were so rapidly were on scene. They definitely saved lives." That's insane how quick they were. Might just watch this real quick, eh?
We're going to have a briefing from the chiefs, as was just indicated to you. I want to say first, what we will do, and I'll mention this again a little bit later, but what we will do is get a briefing right now to get information.
We'll have more on that response, a co-response, but we were here rapidly due to that. This incident started with, again, that calls for a male shooting at Buford's Bar on West 6th Street. Officers immediately transitioned, came over East 6th to West 6th Street, and were faced with the individual with the gun, and 3 of our officers returned fire, killing the suspect. Again, as the mayor said, this is a situation that we are going to be talking about probably all day, and all of you have many questions, as do we. Our federal partners are here, as well as others, and this will be a scene that will take several hours to process, and so I ask for your patience, but again, we will get as much information as quickly as we can to you. At this point, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Chief Luckritz.
Good morning.
Reacting in less than a minute, that is why those casualties were kept down so low. And that's just, hats off to those police officers for doing their job so efficiently. That is a massive, massive, problem that is going to be arising over this Iran conflict. We've seen it with the Palestinian conflict. We've seen it with just political conflicts between the left and the right with the trans movement. I mean, we had another transport shooting up schools. How many times has that happened now? Just the violence from the left with Antifa and just communists in general. We've seen it. It's getting worse. And now there's another, ingredient in this whole shit show. And that's going to be the Iran conflict. Now, we have a issue with extremists in our country, in Australia. But I'd say there are a lot more in America and Europe, and we are going to have to keep our heads on a swivel. Now, if you're out in a public place and you're in an area in, central Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, lesser extent Darwin, Townsville, if you guys are in a public place and, just do some simple things. Make sure you have a medical kit in your car, or if you can carry one on you, carry one on you. Here in Australia, we're not allowed to carry firearms, so we can at least carry a tourniquet. We can at least carry, you know, a little small medical bag. At least keep it in our car, or if you've got a bag with for your kids or something, keep it in there. That's a good idea in general, anyway. If you're going into a public area where you haven't been before, make sure you check where the exits are, fire exits. This is just good information to know in general anyway, without worrying about a terrorist attack. I frequent a lot of concerts and festivals. Now, first thing I do is make sure I know how to get out of there, especially if I haven't been there before. With 70,000 people at like a festival or something like that, it's going to be very difficult. Know where the medical tent is, know where, you want to figure out where the bar is, you want to figure out where the merch stand is, things like that, but for your own safety. So figure out, in case of an emergency, whether it's a fire in a building or something like that, you can figure out where to go. Now, like just the other week, I went to a Till Lindemann concert in Brisbane, and the venue, the first band that come on, Melancholia, I think it was, yeah, they got like, a minute into their second or third song, and the music went out and the smoke alarms kicked on and the fire alarm went off. And you better believe it, we were getting pretty close to the exit, and we're sitting there going, okay, if there's a fire in here, there's going to be a bum rush for the door. So me and my mate, we stood somewhere where we could, survey the area and make sure that we can make a quick getaway if we need to. And that was the first thing I did. As soon as I heard that alarm going off and, the lights come on, I'm like, okay, how do we get out of here? Because it's going to be a shit show if everyone just bum rushes the door. We've seen fires in, fires in, where was that? Oh, I forget where that one was lately, but like 60 people burnt to death. It's horrendous how quickly it can happen. And these people were sitting there filming the fire, laughing and joking about it because they're absolutely off their face, probably on some gear and some blow and drunk at least. And, they're just sitting there chilling, watching this building burn down until it's too late. So if you guys go out into public, if you're somewhere like Bondi Beach, especially if there's, I hate to say it, but if there's a Jewish crowd around you, if there's a Jewish, if you're a Jew and you're going to a public event, in a Jewish event somewhere, be careful. Keep your heads on a swivel. Take security risks into your own hands, whether if you are having an event like that, especially if you are Jewish or something like that, maybe hire extra security or, do something. Don't just think it'll be okay just because it's Australia and nothing ever happens here, because we've seen quite recently it does happen here. If you're in America, you've got to be on your toes anyway, but these kind of problems are going to be a thing, especially over in Europe where they have such a massive, amount of Muslims in Europe, and they're not just, they're not emigrating Muslims, they're refugee seeking Muslims who have come there for no, they don't have a proper ID, they've lied about where they've come from, they lied about their age or who they are, their criminal history, you don't know who they are. And so keep your head on a swivel, pack a tourniquet, pack a medical bag. If you're allowed to in your country or state, carry something. If you're allowed to carry a knife, carry a knife. If you're allowed to carry a firearm, carry a firearm. I'm not talking about breaking any laws here. Obviously, who would want to break a law? No one, and I would never say do that. If you're only allowed to carry pepper spray, carry some pepper spray. You defend yourself. Be able to defend yourself. Make sure that you can run up a flight of stairs, for Christ's sakes. Like, if there's no amount of firearms in the world can help you if you can't run. What are you going to do if you can carry an AR-15? You can carry a, belt-fed, Minimi or something like that. And if you can't run with it, you can't carry it, and you can't run a little bit, at least a couple of 100 meters, you're useless. You're going to be dead in a minute. I mean, zombie apocalypse. What are the rules of the zombie apocalypse with Zombieland? Keep your cardio up, and double tap. Always double tap. Now, so we're going to keep an eye on this story here. We're going to go to X, though, and we're going to have a look at some of this footage coming out. Bear with me, because I know some of this could be AI. Who the fuck knows anymore? Is so hard to see or predict what is AI and what isn't AI. It's insane. Now, you can see or what is just old footage. It's like some of this footage I've seen before. Some of it could be AI. Who knows? But like, look at this one here. There are confirmed reports of Iran deployed U.S. airbase Riyadh or Saudi Arabia. However, Iran did launch missiles and Al Udeid airbase in Qatar. I think that's oil fires. That looks like oil fires to me. That looks like maybe a fuel storage depot. Yeah, that's got to be fuel storage. Yeah. Secondary explosions going off. It shows you how just insane this is. I don't think that's how that. It's so hard. No, that's real.
No way! No way! No way!
See, some of those missiles are obviously getting through the Patriot system that they have, or the Iron Dome system. So I'm guessing that's where the building is. And they've turned the lights off to the Burj Khalifa. Because it was nearly hit. Now, this is insane. The US State Department issued a statement about Pakistanis, terrorists, basically, attacking the US consulate in Pakistan today. Now, I can't show this video on YouTube. I'm sure I will get banned, but we'll show a little bit. Yeah. All right. So that's all I'm going to show because they start carrying bodies out of there. And the bodies, they look like quite young men. Some of them, yeah, teenagers.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. I don't know what that fucking thing is, but it sounds like hell.
Just saying, if you've got a vehicle, you got several vehicles, go and fill them up full of petrol or diesel, whatever you've got, because the prices of fuel are going to skyrocket over the next couple of days. I'm surprised if they haven't gone up already. You watch, they will rise. I'd say they'll double in price, honestly. And that's if people just don't do a run on them. If they go and run to the service stations or the petrol stations and fill up, everyone goes and fills up their car, we're gonna run out. We saw that during COVID. We saw it during we see it during floods and cyclones and stuff over here in Australia. So go and fill up your car now because it will just save you a bit of money for the next couple of weeks. Like seriously, this is some insane footage. These Iranian drones. The US military base. That's in Kuwait. So if you hear that noise, like, yeah, if you're anywhere in that part of the world and you hear that noise, get down. At least get your phone out. There we go. There's an oil tanker by the looks of it. Yeah. Go and fill up your cars full of diesel now, guys. Like, seriously, it'll just save you some money. Clustered munitions, maybe, possibly, could just be debris. Could be a plane getting shot down, honestly. See the Patriot system. Yeah, Jerusalem. Yeah, they don't get every single one of them, eh? They really don't. Now, apparently this is the Iranians celebrating the death of Khamenei. It's quite pretty. We saw the famous hotel in Dubai get hit. Now I wanted to try to leave a 1-star review on this place the other day, but it won't post it for some reason. It won't let me. So I think they've got their shit buttoned up, so you can't just 1-star bomb this hotel anymore. But yeah, it's yeah, and now they released a statement. Iran released a statement saying that they were only bombing, military targets, and Americans. We're not actually bombing Dubai. We're actually just bombing the Americans. But it doesn't look like it to me. It looks like you're just throwing shit willy nilly. I mean, we can see more Iranians celebrating. I mean, they could just be celebrating because they hung a gay guy or something and threw him off a building. I don't know. Can't take everything for their word for it, especially from over there. But yeah, this Saudi oil infrastructure by the looks of it, yeah. Now, this is the suicide drones that hit Kuwait International Airport. So yeah, if you are in a Middle Eastern country and you are in a major center like that, you see the damage there, the airport. Yeah, just be careful. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's going on. Holy shit, man. Does that missile just come in from there? I don't know. Have a look. Yeah. Catch it. Just bang. It's insane. Missed the flag, though. Missed the flag. Oh, that's from last year. Yeah, I thought that looked familiar. See, that's the problem. That was footage from last year. Either way, that's insane. Yeah, here's the luxury apartment of Dubai getting hit, I believe. Yeah, here's some footage.
Oh my god.
Those cheap drones, man, they are deadly, eh?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You can produce so many of them so cheaply as well. Yeah, that's from 2025. But imagine this happening over a Western country. This is from 2025, so this is, yeah. But imagine this happening over a Western country. The people of the West wouldn't be able to handle it. Like the Muslims and the people who are used to this kind of thing happening, they get along with it. They go out and they go and buy themselves a shawarma and go along with their day. Like this dude isn't though. Listen to him. Alright, I feel bad for him now. I'm gonna stop making fun of him. This is the Dubai airport. That's Tommy Robertson. Yeah, that's a civilian target. I know, like airports, you can launch actual jets from it. Here we go. Here's the proper footage. It's already been hit there. Yeah, this fire just getting worse. I wonder how quickly they put it out. Now, you can see some of this insane. This is insane. Patriot system. I'm guessing this is probably Kuwait. See the other one coming in. So those first two missed, maybe. Yep. Yeah, those first two missed, man. 3 of them missed, man. 3 missiles, still missed that one. Might have damaged it, by the looks of it. But it's still, yeah, it still made contact with the ground where it relatively wanted to go. Oh.
Готуйтесь до взриву. Готуйтесь до взриву, дуже голосно буде. Йоп твою мать. Зараз буде ще.
I don't even know what that's of or when that's from, guys. So, yeah, this is insane as well, this one. Missile falling out of the sky, must have been shot down. It's not. He flips the camera to get, like, yeah, I was here, you know. Dude, that is do not like you. Alright, man. I'll be getting out of that building very quickly. That's, yeah, so that's the footage from this dude here, I'm guessing. So that dude's like probably what? Just there below it? Like, he wasn't very far from it, eh? It's nuts, man. Missile coming down here. You imagine if they shot, blew up the Burj Khalifa? That's 1 kilometer tall, guys. It's so tall, in fact, when they finish their Ramadan, the people on the top floor finish at a different time to the people on the bottom floor because the bottom floor sun sets like a full minute or 2 before the people on the top floor. So you can watch the sunset in the bottom floor, take it back up to, elevator back up to the top floor, and then watch the sunset again. That's how big that building is. Yeah, it's, I mean, and we saw all the drama coming out of Mexico the other day. It's nuts, man. So, guys, seriously, if you're out in public, if you're in a high risk area like that, keep your wits about you. Keep a medical bag on you at all times. You know, make sure you've got your phone charged and you've got good shoes on that you can run. If you're allowed to carry. If you're not, well, do what you got to do. What do you guys think anyway? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.